Welcome to the Red Pegasus Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Martin Garcia and Darian Clark.
And welcome to another short edition of the Red Pegasus Podcast. We're grateful you're here with your ears tuning on, and on this show in particular today, we are going over some Texas lingo and phrases, diving into some of those in particular and just learning how to understand it better. Maybe it's new for you, maybe it's not, but we're glad you're here. You want to jump on in, Martin?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's start off with just some of the most popular phrases or sayings by Texans over the years.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All hat, no cattle.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard this one before?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we also have to say this, and I mean, obviously we kind of already have a Texas accent, but like kind of have to enforce it. So
Yeah.
see how I do. I think I do accents pretty well. Everyone always tells me I'm bad, so you be the judge.
All
right, ready? All hat, no cattle.
It's pretty good.
See, that was good, right?
That was great, man.
So you might be thinking, well, what does that mean? Because I don't know what that means. Referring to someone who talks big but doesn't back it up with action.
Yep.
In other words,
like a poser.
Yep. Poser, or another saying that some of the youngins might know. You might walk the walk, but you don't talk the talk.
Yeah.
There you go, baby. That's where that came from. All hat, no cattle.
Love it. And obviously the most famous one, right? If you don't know this one, you don't know Texas. Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. You see it on the trash cans on road trips.
Yep.
When you're at the rest stops.
I want to say it's on the sign when you're entering the state.
It is on the sign when you enter the state too.
Just that famous slogan, encouraging pride and resilience among us, the Texans.
I actually came across a meme recently on social media where it was like, 2000s or whatever. It was like, don't mess with Texas. And then it says 2023, buck and find out from Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Buck great. Around and find out. That's what it is.
Yep.
But I like the don't mess with Texas. So I'm going to stick with that one.
Yeah.
For those of you who are coming in from outside of Texas, migrating to the great state, if you hear someone say this isn't a good thing. Okay, when you hear someone say, "Oh, bless your heart," that's not a good thing. Okay, bless your heart is not a good thing. Often used to express sympathy or pity, but can also be used sarcastically to deliver a mild insult.
Yep.
So just be on the lookout. 9 times out of 10, it's that mild insult.
Yep, absolutely. If it's sympathy, it's usually from an older lady.
Yeah. But even then, sometimes those older ladies are also like, no, bless your heart.
Yeah, you poor un-Texan. How about this one? Come hell or high water.
Yep,
that's a good one.
Another popular one.
Refers to a determination to get something done, no matter the obstacle.
Have you seen the movie I think it's Hell on High Water?
I have, yeah. It's been a while.
It's good, and I think it was filmed in Texas.
I think you're right.
Another saying, hide cotton. Have you heard this one before?
I haven't heard that one, I'm gonna be honest.
It's a little outdated.
Yeah.
But it's expressing prosperity, expressing prosperity and or success.
Okay.
Often in financial context.
It makes sense,
right?
Yeah.
Hide cotton. Some of you day drinkers might think of it as high noon. It's not the same thing. All right, It's not the seltzers.
Yeah.
Have you had high noons?
No, I haven't.
Dude, high noons are good.
Really?
Yeah, I knock on the seltzers hard because I'm not a big seltzer person.
It's all like the same to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But high noons, those are pretty good.
All right, cool. How about this one? Cattywampus.
Yeah, I've heard this before. I don't think I've ever heard it used in a sentence.
Yeah.
But I've definitely heard this before.
I'm with you. It's usually from an elder, but nothing wrong with that. But yeah, just means askew or like not proper, not in any kind of particular order.
Yeah.
Just kind of thrown around everywhere.
Cattywampus.
Yep.
So yeah, those are just some of the phrases and sayings that you might come across while you're taking your vacay in Texas, or maybe you're, like I said, moving in from a different state, different country. might come across some of these sayings. Something else that I think that we all kind of like already really know of, but don't really think about it a lot, but is the dialects in Texas.
Yeah.
And like how drastic it is. And it makes sense because the state is so huge.
Yeah.
But so I was doing some digging and I came across some of this stuff. I'll take the East Texas since it's, kind of has a place in my heart with Nacogdoches, Texas.
I need to call up my wife for this one.
In the east part of the state, Texas dialect often bears similarities to Southern American English. This region's speech may include more of drawl, and you might hear elongated vowel sounds and a more pronounced Southern accent. Certain words such as y'all and fixin' to are particularly prevalent in East Texas.
Absolutely. I mean, the town that my wife grew up in is called Kemp.
Kemp.
You know, that's that drawn out, elongated vowel sound, right?
Yeah,
like it's not Kemp, it's Kemp, right? Like that's how you say it. That's how they say it over there, man. That was honestly when I first met her, that was new to me.
Really?
You know? Yeah, that's because I'm from more like north central Texas where we have that kind of more of an accent.
Yeah.
So even though that's only an hour roughly outside of Dallas. Yep.
Yeah, right. And it vasts all the way to the border.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. That's funny. Speaking of Central Texas, that central region, including the bigger cities, like Austin and San Antonio, they showcase more neutral of a Texan accent. The speech is generally less drawled out and can be perceived as closer to standard American English, especially in the urban centers with the melting pot of people from various backgrounds.
Makes sense.
And I think Dallas fits more into that.
I was wondering too. This
Unless
list
there's more.
didn't necessarily. I left out a couple places, but it was more like the blending of like Spanish and English words and accents.
Yeah.
But I didn't see where Texas fell, and it didn't necessarily have like a North Texas sort of dialect. But I think you're right. It kind of falls in this Central Texas where it's like, because it's such an urban area.
Yeah.
A lot of it just has that standard American English accent like you had mentioned.
Uh-huh.
The West Texas accent, Texan dialect in West Texas, may exhibit a unique blend of influences due to its proximity to the border with Mexico. You might notice more Spanish loan words and a slight Mexican influence on certain phrases and pronunciations.
Okay, yeah, makes
Probably
sense.
where you get like a lot of that, which I feel like you would also hear in San Antonio. That it's kind of like hard to explain. Like there's a Mexican accent, there's an American accent, but there's like a Texas, like a Tejano accent, like Mexicans who were born in Texas.
Yep.
And they have like this very weird, my dad has it. It's this very weird accent where it's like some words he says very differently, and I've noticed it and I'm like, huh, okay. There's this YouTuber, his name is like Arnie Tex-Mex. He's like a Hispanic dude, I think down in San Antonio. His YouTube video is all about how to make foods and like barbecues and stuff like that. But he's got that accent that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this West Texas accent is.
That makes sense. That's funny. And lastly here, what we're going to cover when it comes to just how vast the dialect is in Texas is the Panhandle region.
Dude, the Panhandle doesn't get a lot of love.
That's true. I'm glad you included it here. It is the most northern part of Texas, and it has its own distinct flavor of the Texan dialect. Some residents might have accents with similarities to those found in the Midwest due to historical settlement patterns. That's interesting.
Very interesting.
That's something I never even knew either.
Right? Panhandle does not get a lot of love.
Yeah, it kind of does. It goes so far up. It's kind of in the same geographical area as like a Kansas, which is
Oklahoma.
pretty much considered Midwest, Kansas. So, yeah, I can see that. Interesting.
Definitely. Have you, I think we've already talked about this. Have you been to Palo Duro?
No.
That's in near the Panhandle-ish, right?
Yep.
You've never been, though? We've been wanting to take a trip over there.
Yeah, no,
We've got some friends who took a trip. Well, I mean, like, very beautiful. and want to take a trip up there. I don't think I've been that far up north Texas, to be honest.
Yeah, I've only driven through. Never really hung out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. If you could pick from the accents that we've talked about so far, what's your favorite, or what do you think is the most interesting to you?
I feel like if I were to speak one, it'd be East Texas. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. Like that just screams more.
Yeah.
Like, I love the hick Texan accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really redneck because they're not like Arkansas. You know, they're not that far out, but it's like a good balance of like Texan and country.
Southern. Yeah.
But the West Texas one is definitely intriguing to me.
Yeah, I would have to say probably West Texas is the most intriguing to me as well. I think definitely because of the whole like Spanish Mexican influence.
Yeah.
Obviously, as me being the Hispanic voice on the podcast, definitely hits home. What about phrase? What's your favorite phrase?
Out of those?
Maybe even one that we haven't even hit.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Bless your heart's one of my favorite ones.
Bless your heart. Yeah. I think that's every Texan's favorite.
Yeah.
Because it's that diss in disguise.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, bless your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Did you hear that chick, man? Oh, shoot. To me, I'm probably going to have to say don't mess with Texas.
Yeah.
OG, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, you coming here, don't mess with us.
Don't.
All right. That was a nice little history lesson into some of the lingo, phrases, and dialects that you'll come across the great state of Texas if you're traveling, passing through, visiting, moving to. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something.
Yeah.
It's always nice to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next full episode.
Do it.